and just be the absence of fear with them, you don't know how it's going to come out. But by damn it, dare to be from that place of excellence in you, because it will be recognizable as love to those to whom you are led to extend it. The only ones to whom it will not appear as love are those who are fascinated by and committed to what they see to be the pleasure of engaging in hate, who pleasure in it because it gives them a sense of identity that they don't think they can achieve in any other way. And therefore the presence of love that you are would be a threat, an overt, aggressive threat to their fascination with sin. But your willingness to come from the place of excellence in you and to be inspired of the Father how to be in that moment will know whether to walk away or whether to persist in ways that you couldn't imagine as being effective at all. There are fewer people indulging in sin than those who are not. And as I said last week and the week before, if you are met by someone who refuses your gift and are committed to non-acceptance of it, then turn toward those who are reaching out. Again, its effects, the effects of judgment, will follow automatically until the decision is changed. This is repeated here because you have not learned it. You say, oh, but I'm learning it. But then when I say, are you willing to get up in the morning and go out and be the presence of the Christ publicly? You recognize that if there were a less public way to do it, you really would rather do it that way. And so you have not learned it yet. But again, continuing, your decision not to have learned it can be unmade as well as made, can be unmade as well as made. Remember, though, that the alternatives are not unalterable. The Holy Spirit, like the ego, is a decision. It's one of the two operating systems. And which one you're using is nothing more and nothing less than a decision you are making on the spot every single moment. Together, they constitute all the alternatives which the mind can accept and obey. The ego and the Holy Spirit, the two operating systems, are the only choices open to you. God created one, and so you cannot eradicate it. You, the Christ that you are, made the other, and so you can. Again, God created one, and so you cannot eradicate it. You made the other, and so you can. Only what God creates is irreversible and unchangeable. What you have made can always be changed. Because when you do not think like God, and this is what I was saying last week, you are not really thinking at all. Delusional ideas are not real thoughts, although you can believe in them. And here are the key words again. But you are wrong. The function of thought comes from God and is in God. As part of His thought, you cannot think apart from Him. You know the phrase, reach out and touch someone. At various times in your lives, something has happened and the person you are with has been touched by something you said or did. Because in that moment, you happened to be defenseless enough to be inspired by the Father, to be the presence of His will and the expression of the place of excellence in you. And you functioned from the other operating system. And the one you were with was literally touched and changed by the encounter. And then all the rest of your life, nothing significant like that has ever happened. What I want to say to you is, notice that. Because it constitutes a clear, distinguishable difference that allows you to see that occasionally something extremely valuable has happened, and all the rest of the time, nothing of that sort has happened. Notice the difference, so that you might stay connected with the desire to have that evidence of your being a transformational agent for change. That's how you honor the place of excellence in you. And that's how you invite God to be embodied more fully in you. So that you in your right mind, you in the conscious experience of sanity, can replace the fantasy experience of yourself that is, to one degree or another, an experience of misery. Suffering, anxiety, tension, exhaustion, the absence of fun, this section in the Sparkly book is entitled The Two Decisions. The decision for one or the other of the two operating systems. Last week, in the section we were discussing, we talked about the fact that you're always teaching. Whichever operating system you're coming from, you're teaching, and you're embodying in the world. And one of them confirms and reestablishes misery, and the other establishes release from that misery. You can't say, well, hey, what difference does it make if I don't come from the place of excellence in me for a while? What difference does it make? Nobody else is either. You know, I know Armageddon isn't coming, and hey, things aren't that bad, you know? And so rather than get up on a bandbox and teach something and be a transformational presence, I'd rather do nothing at all. Well, friends, you can't do nothing at all. If you're not doing that, you are on another bandbox and you're teaching the other operating system. And to those who are using the same operating system you are an effective presence on behalf of continued ignorance. So, don't think that right now you're doing nothing. And if you choose for the other operating system, you will be taking a stand for something. You're taking a stand for something right this minute. And you cannot not be taking a stand for something. So, take a look squarely at this. If you really thought for a moment that what you were contributing was that which caused ignorance and suffering to be extended, well, you would have no more truck with yourself than you have with so-and-so down the street that's being awful. You see? So, I'm going to say, don't get hung up on the fact that if you're not coming from the place of excellence in you, that you're being, what was the word back here? A perverted presence in the world. In the world of the ego, you are being a perverted presence. But you're not accomplishing anything by it, and you're not affecting reality by it, but you are keeping yourself and others from experiencing reality, harmony, unity. Don't get hung up on that. Just realize that you're not really being the good boy or the good girl who's not really doing bad things in the world, and therefore, what difference does it make if you wait a little while to actually be the dynamic presence of love that is transformational for yourself and your brother? Don't think that it doesn't make any difference if you wait a little while. Because either you're teaching that, either you're teaching what causes sudden shifts of perception to occur, healing, or you are doing what inhibits sudden shifts of perception, miracles. You're doing one or the other. Absolutely. Own it. Contemplate this one point for this coming week. You're teaching one or the other fully. You are teaching one or the other with commitment. You are teaching one or the other aggressively. Knowing that will allow you to feel motivated to make a conscious choice instead of an unconscious choice for one or the other. And that's the way movement begins. And that's the way the first domino begins to fall. It won't fall because 1 billion more copies of the Course can now be freely printed and distributed in the world. It will happen because you, today, tomorrow, the next day, are realizing that you're teaching all the time, and you're either teaching that which unifies, or you are teaching that which divides. And you are teaching it with the power of the Christ that you are. Well, this coming week, I know it's going to feel good to us to have more of you standing with us, consciously. And to the degree that you make commitment to it, you will feel us standing with you. And that will be a wonderful confirmation of the truth of what I've been saying to you. And it will also be that which will add impetus, strength, if you will, to your willingness to make a commitment in a new direction. I love you all. And I look forward to seeing you next week.